So the Warriors are getting Bradley Beal. What's the move? The Golden State Warriors and the number 2 pick. Okay. 2021 first rounder. Oh, the Wolves pick. So that could be as high as basically number 4. Does that become unprotected after that? It probably does. And Andrew Wiggins to the Wizards for Bradley Beal and Washington's number 9 pick in 2020. So the Wizards are trading a top 10 pick, granted in a not as great draft, and Bradley Beal for the number 2 pick, which I don't know, is it LaMelo Ball, is it Anthony Edwards, is it James Wiseman, whoever. The Wolves pick, the Wolves pick is good, and the 2021 draft is supposed to be very good. Wiggins, Wiggins on Washington is a dead asset if you ask me. Just looking at it right now, I don't think this is enough for Bradley Beal. Because I don't think anybody selected with the number 2 pick and this pick are going to be as good as him. We know about Wiggins' problems and we know about his contract. And the Wizards would be giving up the 9th pick in this. I think I wouldn't want that if I was the Wizards for Bradley Beal. James Wiseman would be an intriguing selection if the Warriors opt to keep their pick. Yeah. I've talked about Wiseman. I've talked about Golden State enough. I agree. There's a chance Washington would balk at moving Beal before seeing him alongside John Wall again. I certainly would. I would want to wait. Wolves' 21 pick is immensely valuable. That's true. The draft is supposed to be very good. Wiseman could give the Wizards a bridge. I agree with all this. I just don't think Bradley Beal is worth all that, or worth giving up for Wiseman, basically, and whatever this next pick would be. Here's a question I have. If the Wizards were determined enough at number 9, do you think they could move up? I don't know. I don't know if they have enough other guys outside of Beal. You got Troy Brown Jr. is all right. You got Rui, who, okay rookie season. Maybe you'd be willing to move off of him. And given how weird this draft is, you might actually be able to take a big jump. I'm expecting some team in the top 10 to move up, move down, whatever. The Knicks get a little desperate. I see LaMelo. Knicks send the number 8 pick, 2021 first rounder via the Mavs, so that's probably going to be in the 20s. And Reggie Bullock, who is not an asset, the Warriors for the 2nd pick and Jordan Poole. So the Warriors will be giving up the 2nd pick for the 8th pick and next year's first, which is going to be in the 20s. I don't think that's really that much for the 2nd pick. But if Golden State just didn't like whoever would be up top, whether it's LaMelo, Wiseman, Edwards if he doesn't go number 1, Denny, whoever, maybe they would like somebody who's going to go number 8. Maybe it's like Isaac Okoro, although he's projected to go around number 5. Maybe Devin Vassell. I was saying Vassell for a while. Apologies to anybody who actually knew his last name. Maybe they would want somebody like that, and then they could just get themselves an extra pick. And given this draft, will it really be shocking if the 8th pick is better than the 2nd pick? For this specific year, I wouldn't be shocked by it, hell, it's happened sometimes in years where the number 2 pick is supposed to be really good. Look at Derek Williams, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Evan Turner. Those are 3 off the top of my head. So, sometimes it happens. How do I feel about this for the Knicks? I think it'd be an amazing move for the Knicks. That Mavs pick, well, maybe not amazing, but I think it'd be good. The Mavs pick, it could be solid. Maybe the Mavs don't make the postseason next year. I don't project that to be a thing, but it's possible, although the West is going to be very tough. And getting number 2 for probably LaMelo or maybe Anthony Edwards, sure, why not? The Knicks, that's the type of aggressiveness that I think is okay by the Knicks. Like, what you don't want is trade a pick for, like, some veteran who's just okay, but doing this for potentially LaMelo if you really like him, okay, I'd be down for that. I don't know if Golden State, if this is good enough. LaMelo Ball has question marks, like every other top prospect. There's no doubt he has next level vision, ball handling, and the size at 6'7". Yeah, the Knicks, they're desperate for a creator. Dennis Smith, Neil Kina. And what did I say in the Knicks video? I said I expect them to end up with a point guard of significance by the end of this offseason, whether it's LaMelo or they sign like Fred VanVleet or something, or they trade for Chris Paul. So, it makes sense if you just want to get him through the draft, if you think LaMelo's that good. And there's some would suggest he is that good, so cool. The Suns swing big. This is Isaac Okoro, right? Ooh, Kelly Oubre, all right. The Phoenix Suns send Kelly Oubre, who has got 1 year left in his contract, I believe. That's going to be interesting. The number 10 pick to the Cavs for Dante Exum, that's not an asset, and the 5th pick. So Cleveland would get Kelly Oubre, who I'm sure they would love to have because they just need as much talent as they can, and the 10th pick in a draft in which the 5th pick and the 10th pick could be kind of interchangeable, to the Cavs, and then they basically just send the 5th pick. I think that's a cool move for Cleveland, honestly. I mean, based on all accounts, the 5th pick is not going to be some game-changing guy, and it's probably still going to be a good player. But I like this move for Cleveland. As for the Suns, it's kind of a lot to just move up 5 spots in a draft that's not supposed to be that awesome. Unless they think Kelly Oubre is just going to want too much money. All it will take for a trade like this to go down is a belief within the Suns organization that there's a transformational star in this class and that he'll be off the board by the time they pick. I mean, do you think Tyrese Halliburton is a transformational star? Do you think Isaac Okoro is? Do you think Killian Hayes or Devin Vassell are? Like, I don't know, man. I think, look, as a YouTuber, sometimes you got to do like a 5 reasons why thing or 5 players who thing, and sometimes you got to throw one in there. It feels like this one was thrown in there a little bit. I mean, I've been there. I've done the same thing before. Yeah, I don't know, man. Should mention Denny Avgia in this as well, playmaking tall guy who has gotten a lot of attention, I feel like. Yeah, now that I said this, Phoenix is definitely going to do this move, and I'm going to look dumb, but it's cool because nobody remembers. The Bulls chased down a superstar, so this is the Ben Simmons trade. So the trade. Bulls send the 4th pick, Lauri Markkanen, Zach LaVine, and Kobe White to the 76ers for Ben Simmons. Okay, so basically the entire Bulls' future for Ben Simmons. So that does look like a lot for Ben Simmons, but I gotta be honest. I think that makes the Bulls better. I think it makes Philly worse. Sure, the Sixers would get a lot more shooting, but their drop-off with playmaking and defense would be so hard that I feel like in the end it would kind of be a lateral move for them. Now, I don't think this is a possibility. I think Philly is going to give it probably like 2 or 3 more playoffs with Ben and Joel before they come to a decision on those two. I mean, I don't think the problem has been those two next to each other. I think it's everything around those two. And I also think about a scenario in which Ben Simmons is running the Chicago Bulls and he's got the ball all the time and you can really build the team around him. And I feel like he would average like 22, 23 points and put up triple doubles all the time and still be maybe the best defensive player in the league or top 3 or 4 or whatever. So I would say if you're the Bulls, go for it. I mean, LaVine, Markkanen, I don't know. I mean, LaVine still hasn't made an all-star team. We can argue if that's fair or not, but he hasn't. Markkanen just had a down year. We can blame Jim Boylan all day, but it still happened. I don't know if Kobe White's going to be that good. And the 4th pick in this particular draft, if this whole thing was going to happen, it's fine. Look, I know Ben Simmons has been dragged through whatever by some NBA fans or whatever. I don't care, man. I think that guy, if you put a team around him and you build around him like this move would kind of allow you to do, I think he's a top 10 player. I'm just going to say it right now. I think he can be better than Embiid. I think he can be better than Jokic. I think he can be better than Paul George, Jimmy Butler, Chris Paul. I mean, there's a cutoff. I don't think he's better than like James Harden if you put a whole team around him, but I think he can be that good. So there's that for you. Now, for what it's worth, I think if I was the Bulls in this scenario, I would do everything I can to keep Markkanen because that would be a great guy to have next to Ben. So yeah, maybe this is a hot take for somebody to be this positive about Ben Simmons, but you know, if somebody's got to be the guy, I'm going to be the guy. The Hawks need the local prospect. What the hell does that mean? That's some quality clickbait right there. Hawks on the 6th pick, Kevin Huerter in the 2022 first via the Thunder. Lottery protected, okay. The Wolves for the number 1 pick, so then they get Anthony Edwards. Is this enough for Minnesota? I mean, I know Anthony Edwards isn't like the next Zion or Anthony Davis or maybe not even the next John Wall. level of first round pick, but Kevin Huerter is okay. The Thunder, I mean, that's lottery protected, which means it either goes years down the road or you don't end up getting anything that great for it. And the 6th pick, so you're getting what? Tyrese Halliburton, like all that to lose out on Anthony Edwards. You'd have to be not that high on Edwards, and the Hawks would have to be pretty high on Edwards. Even then, like losing all this for a guy who might not even be that awesome. The 6th pick, Huerter, who for Atlanta, they might like him a little bit more. I think he can be like a 17-point guy or something. And another pick. Somebody would just have to love the hell out of Anthony Edwards, basically, which is what they say here. And even if you combine that with the Wolves not being as high on Edwards, I still feel like this would not be enough for the 1st pick. Edwards projects to probably be a good defender because of his size, and they're going to need that around Trae Young. They're already kind of getting there with whoever else. Does his fit work with like Cam Reddish, who would be there still? Probably not, because Reddish likes the ball. Edwards would be handling, but at the same time, Cam Reddish is not good enough for you to think about him when you're making these sorts of decisions, you know what I mean? So I don't know. This draft is going to be very interesting. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be cool.